Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and welcome to our Westchester Weekly Update. Today is Monday, May 8th, and we have a long program for you with lots of different information. We're going to be joined in a couple of seconds by the mayor of the village of Sleepy Hollow, newly elected mayor, and we greet him to the podium and give him a chance to talk a little bit about his community as part of our Municipal Partners program, where we try to spotlight different villages, towns, and cities at each one of these updates. Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins will be joining me, and we've got a lot to cover today. We're going to talk a little bit about the state budget that was recently adopted. We hope in the next week or two we'll have members of the state Senate and the state Assembly join us to give a little bit in greater depth and some of their point of view on it. We'll give you the parks update that we try to give you every week. Now that we're in the springtime, it's a very active time. We'll touch on a couple of special events, and we'll address, at least at the very introductory level, this issue of migrants, those asylum seekers that came up over the weekend, where Mayor Adams of New York City is trying to place some of them outside of the city to take some of the burden off the city. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, however, we're very happy to have with us here the new mayor of the village of Sleepy Hollow. Martin Rutyna is a volunteer firefighter active in his community, and it's a large and very prominent community of 11,000 people. It's located on the Hudson River, and of course the name Sleepy Hollow is an historic name that goes back to the Washington Irving story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It was originally North Tarrytown, and for many years, and even to this day, the villages of Tarrytown and Sleepy Hollow have a close working relationship, probably the best working relationship of any two communities side by side that are divided by a town border, since Sleepy Hollow is in the town of Mount Pleasant and Tarrytown is in the town of Greenburgh. But with so much in common, they have common parades and common Rotary clubs and a host of different things. They still have an individual identity, and Sleepy Hollow's identity is very much defined not just by the historical reality of it, but also some of the unique features they have. The county is very happy to own Kingsland Park, which we operate cooperatively with the village, a great lighthouse that's there, which we're in the process of renovating. We've got more work to do in that location, and of course there's a big complex going up in the old GM plant that's going to really change the face of that area of the county. So without any other further ado, let me introduce Martin Rutyna, who is the mayor of the village of Sleepy Hollow. We're very happy to have him here, and we look forward to a good working relationship with the village in the days to come. Martin, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, County Executive Latimer, for inviting me to speak at this weekly briefing. You should really be commended for taking the leadership to transform your daily COVID briefings into a real communication platform that really focuses on transparency and communication to the public. I would also like to take a moment to thank Margaret Fox for all the beautiful photos you'll see in our B-roll, all the village staff who work cooperatively and tirelessly every day to make Sleepy Hollow a better place every single day. And one special moment to say happy birthday to my brother. You've earned it. I appear today as one of the newest mayors in Westchester. I was sworn into office on April 3rd and serve as a diverse Rivertown community of about 11,000 people. And I have the honor of being the caretaker and namesake of the custodian of one of the greatest literary treasures, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Our population swells during the fall as people come to visit from around the world to visit Washington Irving's final resting place, to participate in our events, and to have fun as we hold witches' paddles on the Hudson, haunted hayrides, and many other events that are designed to give people who come all the enjoyment they want to see from a historic community like ours. We also have exercise-based events with a Halloween-themed 10K, Kids Fun Run, all hosted by the Rivertown Runners. And thank you for all those who take their time to dedicate to those events. Many of the majestic features that are inspired by Washington Irving's epic prose, those lakes, rivers, forests, and streams, are what continue to make Sleepy Hollow an idyllic place to live, work, and visit. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and my Deputy Mayor, Denise Gaglione, I thank Westchester County Executive Latimer for undertaking two enormous restoration projects that continue to make our village and our waterfront so iconic. The Hudson River Seawall in Kingsland Point Park, and the renovation of our historic lighthouse on our riverfront. With the continued support of the county, the Village of Sleepy Hollow is managing a reemergence of the waterfront that was once dominated by a GM plant. The ongoing redevelopment of the Edge on Hudson, a mixed-use residential and commercial development that is will host events. Excuse me. That will host many different commercial properties like the Checo & Sons, shopping, dining, and lofts, is an important part of our economic growth and diversification for our community. Last Halloween, the county executive and Senator Stuart Cousins came to Sleepy Hollow to dedicate the Sleepy Hollow Riverwalk, deeded to the village of Edge on Hudson. It is a new riverside park in an area that was inaccessible to the public for almost a century. It has also been fully, once Kingsland Point Park has been fully restored, the full Riverwalk completed, we'll have almost an entire riverfront park from the north to the south side of Sleepy Hollow, and be accessible for recreation and enjoyment of the residents and visitors, and will provide a seamless connection to our inner village as one of the best riverfront parks in all of Westchester. The village and the county entered into an IMA, an intermunicipal agreement, to maintain and operate Kingsland Point Park and the White House over 20 years ago. And you can see the benefits of that collaboration every single day, especially on any warm weather weekend like we recently had. You'll see our residents and visitors exercising their furry family members at the dog park. You'll cook out with their friends and family and enjoy the panoramic views of the Hudson River and Manhattan. As we approach the fall, we host multiple large-scale community events like Oktoberfest and our cultural festival inside of Kingsland Point, so that it really has become the heart of our outdoor community residents, recreation, and community in our small village. We look forward to building on the success of that partnership as Sleepy Hollow continues to invest in a fully connected riverfront park system. But ultimately, the most important thing I see as mayor is the partnership with the community. We are lucky to have an active community that is volunteer-driven for our boards and committees, and I cannot thank everyone enough for what they do for Sleepy Hollow every single day. Recently, our volunteer-driven Environmental Advisory Committee organized a repair cafe with their counterparts in Tarrytown. That partnership with Tarrytown is real and lives every day, and was featured on the Today Show. And for 2 weekends, the community also did cleanups. We had dozens of engaged residents working for the beautification of our parks and our inner village. Through that work of these volunteers, we are proud to have achieved the Brown rating as a climate smart community and are well on our way towards silver status. I welcome everyone to come to Sleepy Hollow, enjoy our parks, eat at our restaurants, and experience our community, and enjoy the place where the legend began and the story continues. Thank you again, County Legislator Latimer, for today's invitation, and I hope you come to Sleepy Hollow soon.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. That is the mayor of the village of Sleepy Hollow, Martin Rutyna, and I have the pleasure of being in Sleepy Hollow quite a bit, and I encourage you to do exactly what he said. They have a couple of restaurant bars right in the western end of Beekman Avenue. Get a beautiful view of the river. At sunset, it's gorgeous. I live on the other side of the county where I see the sun rise over Long Island Sound, see it set in Sleepy Hollow.